Hi everyone and welcome back to a little bit of Path of Exile. We are playing the Expedition League and I just want to talk a little bit about my league start, what has been happening, how it went, and just, yeah, taking a quick look at the new league and give you a little bit of an overview of what I am thinking at the moment, how enjoyable the league is for me. And yeah, so I thought what better way to do that than just to run a map. And yeah, so it's early days in the league, obviously, and I have many times now stopped jumping to a conclusion very early on. So yeah, I wanted to take a little bit of time to go through the league mechanics a couple of times and take the league start a little bit slower, which was pretty good. Due to the many nerfs we've got, I was expecting to play a little bit slower, and that proved to be the case, definitely. It was definitely noticeable. I almost died there and didn't notice it, which is bad. It's not something we would like to do. This is the map boss, by the way. Or at least it was. There we go. Good stuff. That went pretty smoothly. And yeah, so I took the league start fairly casually. Also due to the fact that I had other stuff going on in real life. So I didn't really have as much time as I had in other league starts, which I found to be quite enjoyable anyways. So yeah, wasn't able to play as brutally fast and invested as other league starts, but that just helped to get me in a more chilled mood.
Come on now, don't go all day.
And that allowed me to just not worry about my progress too much. And overall, that resulted in a very enjoyable league start for me. I don't know, sometimes you just want to take it a little bit slower. And this league was definitely one for me where I was not sure if I wanted to play it in the beginning. But then I was like, okay, there are so many changes to the early game as well that I said, okay, I have to take a look at it. And I'm glad I did. So yeah, let's talk about the league mechanic a little bit, since we are basically standing on top of it. So yeah, what I mostly do is go around, check the chests, what is happening there. We can definitely take these two chests without any problems. We should have this as well. Yep, that should work. They can't be chilled and stuff, that's okay. So you go around, you place down what you want to blow up, and then you go ahead and blow stuff up, which is always fun, right? So yeah, at first I was a little bit skeptical, especially before I was able to get my hands on the league mechanic and just try it out for myself. I was like, let's hope this is not too bad. Also, I just noticed something. We did roll beyond on this map, and due to the league mechanic we actually have enough monster density to get this going. That's amazing. I didn't expect Beyond doing work on this tier 4 map. But hey, with the league mechanic it was actually alright. Okay, that's good to know. That is actually good to know. There we go. Worked out in the end. And yeah, so we are using a mixture between Caustic Arrow for clear and Toxic Rain for single target. And I have to say, it does work fairly well so far. Why Raider? So, the Raider she had its nerfs. We have Phasing, we have Onslaught. Onslaught got nerfed a little bit. But we also have 50% chance for ailment immunity while phasing, which we are constantly doing, right? So this was 100% before, it got nerfed to 50%. We tried to pick up more on the tree as well as on jewels and stuff. I just went with this unique jewel that you get throughout the story. I was like, okay, I just want to see if we can get this to like a good point, right? These boots are item level 73, so maybe we could keep them around. Mortal hope. Okay. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I want to check it out, and you know, the whole haggle and stuff, it's not for me personally. I don't like that aspect too much. I mean, you can steel skin, actually something that I would like to incorporate into the build at some point. Go to maybe 26.
Are you having a go at me?
27? No?
Being an arse.
30 then.
That's barely worth my time spent haggling.
Okay,
For
31.
all you've done for us.
Whatever. So yeah, this is like, I don't know, I don't need this, to be honest. But on the other hand, it's okay, honestly. There was worth stuff, but
Don't give up.
yeah. I mean, the whole gambling stuff is something that I rarely like interact with anyways, and I don't really want it, to be honest. It's not something for me. Take a quick look at this bow. No, nothing good. But yeah, I mean, hey, granite, nice. The whole process of doing the league mechanic, I think, you know, I was really skeptical in the beginning, and I was like, oh god, this could be very annoying, like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. But at the end of the day, it reminds me a little bit of Harvest. And I took my time in Harvest to do the garden layout and stuff, right? So, oh, we did full clear, nice. So I was like, okay, you know, sometimes I like a league mechanic where you can just stand back a little bit, take your time, chill out for a sec, and see what's gonna happen, right? So, yeah. I have to say, it's more enjoyable than I thought, and that is definitely a good thing, right? Flesh and stone, yeah, we cannot use that at the moment. That's okay. Let's keep leveling steel skin here. And yeah, I mean, the whole setup that I have here isn't very good, which is okay. As you can see, I'm still doing the chaos recipe, which can help quite a bit, especially in the early game or early league. I find that that is pretty much the best that you can do very early on. There we go. It just gives you a nice little boost to your currency. So 32 chaos, 15 of those are coming from trades, or like one trade I have done, and the others were either chaos recipe, and I think about 8 dropped throughout leveling and the maps I have done. Speaking of that, I'm on 29 completed bonus objectives. I have taken down Baron as well as Veritania, so 2 conquerors are down, which is nice. But as you can see, I haven't collected as much currency, and that comes down to not having played as much as I would or as I have in the past. But as I said, it was enjoyable to take it a little bit slower, and you might wonder yourself, why are you playing a Toxic Rain build instead of the Freezing Pulse Elementalist? Well, I'm glad you ask. Oh boy, that build got nerfed heavily. It got hit on multiple fronts. Elementalist basically lost the ailment immunity as well, so that's nasty. I don't like that. The changes to the golems and buffs, as well as the multipliers that we were using, really did hit us hard. I am working on improving the build and get it back to a point where I'm like, okay, now I feel good again. But yeah, I mean, I am working in Path of Building, and I'm really trying to get it to a point where I'm like, nice, it's looking good again. probably will not be able to get to 1 million DPS as fast as we did in the past. But yeah, I really have to explore more options. But yeah, I was hesitant to start with that build, and then I was like, let's just take something that I know that works, that doesn't need as much investment, and I did get lucky and dropped a bow with +1 of level of socketed skills, right, of the gems, so not only does Toxic Rain get a level, the support gems also get a level on top. So that did work out pretty nicely. The rest of the gear is scuffed as always on League Start, no anoint. I had some nice drops. I did some crafting as well from time to time. I think, yeah, the boots were the ones that I throw an essence on, and the chest piece as well. We ended up with a good life roll here and a bit of resist, couple of resistance over here. Crafted the max life, although movement speed would have been preferable, but at the end of the day, I'll take what I get at the moment. That's just how League Start goes in general, right? So, yeah, it's not looking as bad as I thought. Mana is not as much of an issue with this build as I was expecting it to be. That could be worse on Freezing Pulse, and I think we will level this a little bit differently now. Basically, rush to mana regen as fast as we can. So, yeah. Also, like, take a power amulet in the beginning for mana regen and stuff. Maybe even considering to go with a Lyra for mana regen if you cast a lot, right? So, yeah. But other than that, as I said, the League Start itself went smoothly. I was late to the party, which was not that bad, considering last league and that start. I was like, I don't even care if I can only start like Saturday morning. That's all right. That's okay. I don't have to stress too much. So yeah, I did jump in on Saturday morning, played until Act 5 Kitava, then I had to do some other stuff again, came back on Sunday and played the rest through the campaign and into maps. So yeah, we are looking pretty decent, and I think we can, if you just go further with this pacing, I think we might see Cyrus not that early as we have seen him lately. So yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna take it slow, as I said. I even considered switching over into solo self-found again, because I really enjoyed my time there, and with this new challenges and stuff that have arisen with all the nerfs and changes to the game, I think that could be very much fun and worth trying it out again. So, final thoughts on the league. I think it's okay. I think you can have a good amount of fun with it. The Act 1 rework, I have to say there were some monsters in there that were like really scary. Like, holy crap, scary. And I think for me that was fun. Honestly, it wasn't too bad, and I had a couple of moments where I'm like, oh boy. It did work out in the end, but my worry is the very new player, right? If you go through Act 1 for the first time ever, and you have no clue what to expect in Path of Exile, I think you are in a world of hurt right now, and I'm not so sure that that's the right way. Obviously, that has GGG have to decide that for themselves, obviously, right? I just think it's not the best way to keep new players interested in the game if you make Act 1 just that much harder, right? Honestly, I thought before that I came in Metamorph League, right? And that was when they buffed the Act bosses. So I didn't know how weak they were before, but that was a serious challenge for your first league, right? And I thought that was a good level to keep me interested, but also punish me for not learning mechanics. So yeah, I think the balance was pretty good throughout the act. And yeah, I much rather see a improvement into the end game, I guess, and not making the early game too hard for new players, right? You have a very steep learning curve in the beginning anyways, so making the game massively harder could be a fun killer for new players, right? But with that, I think I've rambled on enough, and yeah, all I have to say is thank you very much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye!